Okay, so last week, for those who didn't come to the class last week, we have covered the chapter related to channels. Okay, which is the place. So you can always revisit the recording from the session last week, okay, which is available on Microsoft Teams, and you can watch the lecture again, or you can look at the slides on Blackboard as well as your textbook. Okay, so basically for the place there will different strategies for companies, for firms, in order to set up their channels. Okay, some of them will choose vertical channels, some of them will choose conventional marketing channels. So there will be different advantages and disadvantages of each channels, that different types of companies, different size and scales of the company will decide which channels will be the most appropriate for them. Okay, so today we will focus on promotion. Okay, today is week 12. In week 13 there will be another promotion too, and there will be the quiz as well. Okay, the quiz will be 20 minutes, which cover 30 multiple choice questions. No short answers in this time quiz. Okay, in week 14 there is no class. You need to submit your marketing report and slides. Okay, week 15 and week 16, this is where presentation occurs. Presentation. Okay, and review section for your final exam as well. Okay, does that make sense to you, or do you have any extra questions? Any questions on the schedule, or you are good with that? Okay, say it again. This week and next week is the lecture. Okay, this week after the lecture there will be the group task. Next week after the lecture there will be the quiz. On week 14, because I have some businesses, I cannot teach the class, so I will leave the week blank so that you can submit your marketing report and slides for the assignment. Week 15 and 16 is where you conduct the presentation and review. If you haven't signed up for the presentation order, which is posted both in Blackboard and on Teams, please do that as soon as possible. Okay? Okay, so what are we going to cover today? Today we are going to talk through the promotion myths, the IMC campaign, as you have always heard that on social media, or the integrated marketing communications, a view of the communication process, steps in marketing communication, and set the budget for your promotion campaign. So the first thing, we are going to cover the promotion myths. Okay, we have heard the term myths lots of time. So tell me again, what is marketing myths? What is marketing myths? Any ideas? What is marketing myths? Hello. Are you there? Yeah, right. So marketing myths contain the 4 P's: place, price, promotion, and product. Yeah, that's correct. And the product mix means all of the products from one company that are integrated together in order to create the product portfolio. Okay, and similarly, the promotion mix refers to the blend, okay, which is the mix, the combination, the integration of different promotion activities, including advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, public relations, and direct marketing. Okay, so all of the promotion tools will be blended together in order to communicate the customer value and build the customer relationships. Okay, so imagine like this. First, in order to conduct marketing, the first step is that you define your target customers. Okay, you research about the market, you understand the customers, then you design your product. Okay, what kind of products do you have? What kind of packaging is that? What kind of label is that? What kind of features does your product offer to the customers? Okay, and then you set the price. The price could be the value-based pricing, cost-based pricing, or competitor-based pricing. Okay, then you find a place. You find a place in order to sell your product. It could be on e-commerce. It could be on your own company's website. It could be in the wet market or in the supermarket. Okay, so you will set up your vertical marketing channel or horizontal marketing channel. Okay, and then after you set up all of that, you need to invite or attract the customers to come to your place, and that's what we call promotion. Promotion is the tool that you use on of the tactics you have in order to directly or indirectly communicate with your customers in order to tell the customers that, hey, our products have the superior value, and please come to our place to buy that. Okay, so promotion tools are used to communicate customer value and build customer relationship. Okay, so look at these tools and tell me which one is the most effective. Which one is the most effective? Any ideas? We said that is advertising. Any other ideas? We say that is public relations, direct marketing. Okay. So basically, there is no most effective or least effective promotion tools. Okay. In different scenarios, with different targets, in different stages, or with different products, okay, and different goals, you will use different strategies. There is not any promotion tools are called as the most effective. For example, advertising could reach many people, but it is super expensive. Direct marketing can only reach certain number of target audience or people, but it is direct and it is one-on-one. Public relations is when you cannot communicate directly with your customers, but you can rely on the third party to do so. Okay, so again, different promotion tools will be better for different targets, products, stages in the product life cycle and goals of the marketer. There will be nothing called the most effective or the least effective in general. We must, as the marketer, we must rely on the certain period of time of our brands, of our firms in order to decide which one is the most appropriate at this time or now. So advertising, okay, this is a pay form, which is you pay for the media. You pay for the media in order to promote your products. Okay, it could be broadcast, which is TV and radio. Okay, for example, in order to air your advertisement on TV, you pay for that. Okay. In order to have your short advertisement on the radio, you pay for the radio channel in order to air your short description about your product. Okay, it could be print on newspaper, on magazines. Okay, and for example, when you want your ads appear on VN Express, you pay for VN Express or you pay for Google Ads. Okay, sometimes when you read the news, you will see the ad is sponsored by Google Ads. Okay, so that is when you purchase the spot, the space of the ad through Google Ads. Okay, internet, Facebook as well, Facebook ads, sponsor ads, Instagram advertisement. Those are the things that the company need to pay for that in order for the advertisement could appear and outdoor as well. Okay, so these are the example of advertisement when you watch YouTube and suddenly there will be the ads go through say that Shopee is coming super deal this time. This is advertisement and Shopee need to pay in order to get a spot. Okay, and advertisement first, this is a pay form from the brands to the target customers. Look at this one. What is the message here? And what type of advertisement is this? Similarly, look at the McDonald's one. What is the message here? And why do they do this? To attract people, to be related to the customer. Okay, so first, in order to run this advertisement campaign, they need to clearly understand the customers that when they want to sell the product, they want customer to try it on because they know that customer won't be happy to buy the watch unless they try it on. Okay, but how to recruit the large number of customers to go to your stores in order to promote the new watch for them. Okay, so the more the much easier way and the much simpler way is that we bring the product to them. Okay, so they run the mock-up products in one of the metro, the bus stop, and this is where people hold the handheld in order to stand in the bus stop and the metro, and they redesign that similar to the watch in order to say that try it here. Okay, you can look at yourselves, your wrist, in order to understand how the watch look like when you try it on. Okay, so this is also the target is that they want to bring the attraction to the customers, and they want to let customers try it, even that is just the mock-up version. And when customers see that, they will be impressed by the brand. Okay, and this is one of outdoor advertisement. What about this one? What is McDonald's saying?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, for the McDonald's outdoor advertisement, what are they saying? What is the message here? Yeah, correct. Okay, so these billboards or again outdoor advertisement are placed in the highway. Okay, and in the highway there will be limited places to stop to eat, and yeah, so that customers instead of appear in Google Maps, which is very normal. So they will run the series of billboards like this in order to say where is the nearest McDonald's store, because they know that customers' behavior, they want to have somewhere to take a rest, to relax, or to buy something to eat. Okay, so McDonald's run this in order to according to incorporate with their placing strategy in order to say that, hey, hello, McDonald's is here, McDonald's is on your right, McDonald's is in the near exit, okay? Or you just miss us, so that the drivers know where should they find for the McDonald's, okay? What about this one? Again, what is the message? Okay, look through and tell me. What is the message here? What are the messages here? What about the first one? Okay, so here are the advertisements from Durex. Okay, this one they want to say that no exit. Okay, what does it mean? So for the condom brand, for their product, the key differences, yeah, that's right. The key differences between the high quality product and the low quality product is its level to protect. Okay, so for Durex, they say that they have that visual. So it is just like a very simple message. We are the high quality product, and we can protect your sex process. But in terms of visual, they think of something very creative. Okay, so they mock up the maze. So for example, when people see that, based on their behavior, they will try and find a way in order to exit the maze, but then the rest say no exit. Okay, so the same message about the level of protection in the rest, but the different ways of interpretation, or the different ways of visualize it. Yeah, that's right. So this one again, rather than saying that Durex has the advantage because they will protect your and avoid to have baby, but they don't say it in normal way. They think of very creative visuals. Okay, advertisement engage creative visuals as well. Okay, so to say that Durex is just this much, but if you want to buy the baby cradle, okay, it will cost you 100 times more expensive. Okay, this is from the customer insight. Okay, or from the understanding of the customers, that most of the time customers avoid or don't want to buy Durex because they see Durex is very, very expensive. They say that, well, it's just like one night, but I need to spend maybe $2 or more than that for Durex, and that's more lots of expensive and lots of money on that. So if you calculate a month or a year how much I will spend for Durex, so this is how Durex responds. They try to say that, well, you say that our product is not cheap. Yes, that's right, but it is much, much, much cheaper than what you need to invest to your baby. Okay, so all of the promotion activities or advertisement start from the customer insights, start from what we understand from the customers or what customers think about us. Then we will create the message, and we have the creative visuals to support that message. Okay, look at how Coca-Cola run the ads as well. Okay, so that is how Coca-Cola runs their advertisement campaign. Okay, so they know that customers these days, they don't like advertisement. Okay, this is from the inside that customers hate ads. Okay, whenever they see ads on YouTube, they just wait to skip the ads. They see the advertisement on Facebook, maybe they just scroll it through. Okay, when they see the advertisement on Billboard, they just want to ignore it because there are too many ads these days. So Coca-Cola think of the way in order for customers seek the ads and interact with the advertisement. Okay, so that is when Coca-Cola produce the campaign called drinkable ad. So when you interact with the advertisement, when you wait for the ads from Coca-Cola, you can get the free Coca-Cola, and this is very simple to get that. That is why Coca-Cola was very successful with this campaign. Okay, that's advertisement. Advertisement or advertising again. Yeah, correct. So this campaign from Coca-Cola try to go through different channels in order to interact with customers, and advertisement before is just one-way communication. Okay, we air the ads and we hope customers will watch it, but for Coca-Cola they find a very engaging and interactive way. So they ask customers in order to actively seek for the ads, and that is when customers will engage better with the brands. Okay, so advertisement, again, this is the pay form. And all of the ideas will come from the brand in order to communicate with the customers about them, their values, their products, or their price. The next one is public relations. Okay, public relations is when you have the good relations with the public. Okay, so this one is not really the pay form anymore, but this is when you build a good corporate image. And in order to run the public relations, you need to have good relationship with everyone else. Okay, and you need to rely to the third party in order to communicate your public relations idea. Okay, so for example, if you want to have the good press release or the good PR articles on some websites, maybe you just contact the journalist in order to ask for them to write the article for you, because public relations is something that you work with a third party, you work with different relationships of the company in order to conduct the communication campaign. Similarly, you can sponsor for some game shows or for some programs in order to get the shows or the media channel talk positively about you. All public relations is when you have the good relations with your employees, so they will say good works for you. Or you can have special events that serve the community, the local people. Okay, so those people or the community can say good things about you. Okay, so advertisement is when the message from you and you talk directly to the customers. Public relations is when you have the good images. You rely on your relations. You rely on the third parties in order to ask them to build up the good corporate image for you. And this is when you obtain the favorable publicity, which means you do all of the ways you can in order to ask the public to say something favorable about you. Okay. Sales promotion include discounts, coupons, display, and demonstrations. Okay. So this is the short-term incentives. This doesn't require like a long-term message like advertisement or big effort in relationship like PR, but sales promotion is like just short-term incentives. When you have discounts, you have coupons, you have vouchers, you have displays, you have allowance, and sales promotion normally will go together with the pricing strategy. Okay, depending on the promotion activities, the pricing strategies, if you still remember, the additional pricing strategies will work together. How much you will reduce your price? Do you want to sell things in bundle? Do you want to offer discount or vouchers to the customers? Personal selling, okay, is when you go directly to your customers, and this is the personal presentation. So you go to the customers and you will persuade the customers to buy your product. This could be the sales presentations. For example, customers come to your place. Okay, customers come to your office and they say that, hey, I want to know more about this and that. Okay, for example, you go to Thế giới di động, Điện Máy Xanh, FPT, you go to Toyota, BMW, Honda, and there will be the sales representative who go out and then talk to you. Okay, and that is when the sales representative will individually build a relationship with you. Okay, and this is like the sales force will try their best in order to sell the product. It could include the trade shows or the incentive programs. Direct marketing is different from personal selling. Personal selling is the direct way of selling involve a person. In these circumstances, this is your sales representative. Okay, but for direct marketing, this is also direct marketing, but it doesn't really involve any person. It could be through the use of direct email. For example, you open the email and say that, dear Trang, thanks for using this one and this one. We offer extra discount for you. That is when direct marketing is connected with sales promotion. Okay, this could be through telephone. For example, there's someone calling you and sell insurance, sell houses. Okay, so that is direct marketing. They know you, they know your contact, and they will contact you to communicate about their products. Okay, so every single promotion tool will have its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, advertising will be something can reach mass audiences, okay, and can repeat many times, but it is very, very expensive. Do you know how much does it cost to air the 30 seconds advertisement on the New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve in Vietnam, which is the third Eve, okay, the night before that, on Táo Quân program. Okay, that is one of the very famous Vietnamese program that is aired every year on the New Year's Eve. Okay, do you know how much does it cost for a 30-second advertisement on that program? What do you think? How much does it cost? Can think that is about 500 million Vietnam dong, and that's quite correct. Okay, that could be changed from 500 million Vietnam dong, which is half of a billion, up to 900 million Vietnam dong. Okay, it is nearly a billion. Okay, so that is very, very expensive for just 30 seconds. If you buy it like twice time, 30 seconds, it will be double. Okay, so that is very, very expensive for advertising, especially when you want to go to the right channel for your audience. Okay, so read through this when you're at home, then you can have enough information about the advantages and the disadvantages of each one. Okay, so imagine that you meet a beautiful girl at a party. You come to that person and you directly say that, I'm rich, will you marry me? What kind of promotion tool is that? Is this advertisement, PR, personal selling, direct marketing, or sales promotion? What do you think? Any other ideas? Okay, that is personal marketing, okay, or personal selling. Or personal selling. This is when you, as the sales representative, represent your own company, go directly to the customers and talk about and do the presentation about yourself. Okay, direct marketing is when you involve some types of media. For example, it's through the phone, through the TV, through direct email. Okay. What about this one? You go to the party, see the beautiful girl there, you go around, get wine for her, pull the chair, politely request your steward to drive her home. On the way home, the steward, who also respects you, okay, suddenly tells her, he's rich, please marry him. What kind of marketing is that? Is that advertisement, PR, sales promotion, direct marketing, or what? Yeah, this is public relations because it is through a third person. Okay, it's just like if you want to if you want to build a good image with your crush, okay, with your potential boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe you want to have the good image with your best friends as well, so people around you will say good thing about you, okay, so that you can have the good reputation and good image to approach your crush or your potential boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay, so that is public relations. You do something good, yes, but you don't directly say that to the customers. You will rely on someone else, okay, who you know that they favor you, and ask them to say something good about you. Okay, we have go through this already. Okay, so how to design the effective marketing communication. There will be different stages. Identify the target audience. Okay, this one we say that the target audience, not customers. Why do we use the term target audience but we don't use the term target customers? Why? Tell me why. Why we use the term target audience but not target customers? Any other ideas? Yeah. Okay. So whenever you have your product, you will do the segmentation, right? For example, throughout the segmentation, you decide that there will be like segment 1 and segment 2. Okay, so for example, in order to sell painting, you both target the younger and then the wife, the mom, and in the household. Okay, so you have two target customers in your marketing campaign. But for this advertising campaign or for this communication campaign, you just target 1 out of 2 only. Okay, so that is when you say that I target the one I want them to watch my advertisement. That is why you call them target audience. Okay, maybe you have lots of customers. You have 3 segments of customers, 3 customer segments, but you don't target them all in your marketing communication campaign. Okay, but you only target 1 segment or half of the segment. Maybe you make it more niche. Okay, so that is when you define them as your target audience, the one you want them to watch your advertisement, not necessarily all of your current customers. Okay, then you will define the objective. What do you want to achieve through this campaign? You design the message, you choose the media, you consider the budget, Okay, you decide, is there any different promotion tools I want to have in order to run this campaign? You measure and you manage the process. Okay, let's see how BT Hunter has been very successful through the advertisement of the new product of them. Okay, so tell me, how do they identify the target audience? What are their target audience? What is the communication objective? What is the message? What are the mediatory tools? What is the measurement that they have? Okay, I give you 5 minutes and define these elements in this video. For their target audience, what is the communication objectives? What are their messages? What is the mediatory tools? And what is the measurement? Okay, so 4 minutes maybe, and tell me those elements in this advertisement, in this campaign recap video. Okay, good point, Joanna. And how do they choose the media and what is the measurement here? Which media do they choose to run their campaign? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other ideas from other students? Okay, I will go through this quickly. So the target audience here, as Joanna suggests, this is young adult. Okay, Business Hunter target young adult rather than teenager because the campaign from BTS targets young people from around 17, 18 to around 22, 23. So there are many university students. Okay, at that age, teenager will be like too young for the campaign actually. The message, yeah, is to go far and truly back. And the insight you have defined correctly, China. And it also about the tension, the conflict between the values of the young people and the values of the Vietnamese. So the young people these days want to go explore the world, want to go far to visit different provinces and to live, to work in different places. But the value, the traditional value of the Vietnamese is the family value. When they value the collectivism, the community, and they want all of the family members to study, to live together. Okay. So the campaign encourage and develop the message that you can go far to explore the world, and then when it is in the occasion, you can come back in order to visit your family and friends. So that is the message. Go far to be truly back. The media here is mainly social media, yes, with the support with the hashtags as well as the celebrities. And the measurement, they measure throughout the views, number of views. They measure throughout the top mentions of the brand. Okay, and other measurement as well that I cannot remember from the video. Okay, that's how they measure the successful level of the brand. So identify the target market or here the target audience. Okay, this is when you try to understand who is your current customers and who you want to target for this campaign. So from the customers or from the potential customer, you will develop your own audiences. Okay, so from these characteristics, you will design your audiences. Okay, and when you have the audiences, you will again understand the demographic, the personality, the psychology, the lifestyle of these target audiences. Okay, and then determine the communication objectives. So for marketing communication campaign, there will be different types of objectives from awareness, to raise the awareness about your brand. For example, your brand is just launched in the market, no one knows about it yet. So awareness means to let let everyone to know about your brand. Knowledge is when they do not only know about your brand, but they know exactly what your brand offers. Okay, so they will understand exactly like for example, they just not just know about Apple, but they know that Apple is an iPhone which has this feature, that feature, and better in all the features. Okay, that's the knowledge about the brand and the product. Liking is when they start to have the emotional attachment with your brand and they prefer your brand than others. Okay, then they could convince themselves to use this brand and finally purchase. So most of the time, the number of awareness can be very high, but as it goes through different stages, number of actual purchase of your brand will be lower and lower. Okay, so this is just like the tunnel. When the number of people know about you may be very high, but then through each step number of people really engage with your brand and purchase your brand is lower and lower. Okay, but there will be different communication objectives. For example, if your brand is just launched, maybe you focus on raising awareness and build the knowledge about your brand. For example, your brand is already established for a long time in the market. Maybe your brand will focus on increase the purchase or convince the target audience. Designing a message is when you think of the content you want to have the message. We may have rational appeal, emotional appeal, and moral appeal. Okay. So rational appeal is when you talk about your product in a logical way. Emotional appeal is when you can use humor. You can use fear. You can use all the types of emotion trigger in order to motivate the purchase. Moral appeal is when you try to say that it's right or wrong to buy your product. Okay, for example, look at this one and tell me which kind of appeal is that. Okay, this one, there's the scientist trying to explain the benefits of using Colgate for the students. Okay, and this is another one. Okay, this one is talking about the experience of the customers. So tell me, which one use functional appeal, which one use emotional appeal, or any one use moral appeal in these advertisements? Any ideas? Okay, so for the scientist one, this one they have the scientists who explain all of the benefits for the students. Okay, and it is very detailed explanation. Okay, actually that is the opposite, Khan. Or Khan. So this one is the scientist explain everything to the students very detailed, and it talk on about the facts. Okay, the logics, the real things. So it is more rational appeal. Okay, this one, this is like when we watch it, this is kind of funny. It is hilarious. This trigger the emotion and it makes the customer smile. So that should be the emotional appeal for this one. Okay, because it relies on the image of the customers and how they feel in order to attract the audiences. So when design the message, we also think about what kind of color, text, copy, images that we want to deliver to the customers. Okay, do we draw on a conclusion or leave it open to the audience? Do you present our strongest argument first or last? Okay, is that one-sided or two-sided communication? Okay, or we can think of if we want to have any celebrities, any athletes, entertainers, professionals like scientists, healthcare providers to stand there on the communication message and talk to the audiences, so that will make our message more convincing and customers may pay more attention because they see, that's my idol, that's my celebrities, so they are more likely to follow the story or to watch the advertisement. Okay, so for every advertisement, okay, they will think about what kind of image they will use, what kind of color is that. For example, this one use the green because the product has the green color. Where they will present the headline, what is the font, okay, what kind of message or type of message they want to say. Do they want to have any conclusion or any call to action, or they just want to present the fact? So there will be different way in order to create the campaign. Okay, this one they use real images. Okay, in order to say that this is more absorbent. Okay, so you can use less. Okay, so this is like they talk about the convenience and the savings when you use their product. What about this one? Stop climate change before it changes you. Okay, what kind of appeal is that? Is that rational, emotional, or moral appeal? What do you think? Moral appeal, why is that? Oh, sorry, why is that, Minh? Why do you think that is moral appeal? Why moral? Okay, so let's talk about what's the right thing to do, and it triggers your ethics. Okay, your own your own principles in order to protect the world. Okay, this one is could be emotional because it is funny. This is before you use the shampoo and after you use the shampoo. Okay, this one is when they have like the confederation and they say that how to live united, join hands, blah blah blah. So it is more like the moral appeals. Okay, watch this one and tell me what kind of appeal is that and how did they design the message. Okay, do they draw a conclusion or do they leave it to the audience? Okay, do they present the strongest argument first or last? Is the message one-sided or two-sided? Okay, so look at the video and answer those questions. Do they draw a conclusion themselves or do they leave it to the audience? Do they present the strong arguments first or last? Or is the message one-sided or two-sided? Okay. Okay, type in the chat box. What do you think about this message? How do they develop the message? Is that one-sided or two-sided? Do they have the argument before or in the last part of their advertisement? Do they draw the conclusion themselves or do they open that for the target audience to understand? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So thanks Như and Uyên. So basically they use the theme of kind of vintage, and it is not very bright as well. And the first part is a little bit dark and slow, but in the second part, when the girl started to think about herself and decide to change the destiny, the pace of the music is faster and the color is a little bit brighter. Okay, it shows the change of the characters and the change of the meaning of and the message as well. Okay, they leave the conclusion somehow to the audiences so that the audiences can think and can relate about themselves, and they present the strongest argument last. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so for other thing, when they choose the media, we choose the media. We have two types of media: personal communication and non-personal communication. Personal communication involves two or more people communicating directly with each other. For example, through face-to-face, phone, mail, email, internet, or chat. And we can involve a person, a real person there, in order to advocate, to write something about the issue. So we can have some real KOL, real celebrity use their own Facebook account to share about the issues or to talk about the trends. So that is when we consider it as the personal communication. Okay, non-personal communication is when we use like print, broadcast, display, and online media. This is when we may have a person in this media, but this is just for image. We cannot interact with the person. Okay, but in the first one, personal communication is when you can see the celebrity, you can talk, you can give the comments or the feedback to the celebrity post. You can discuss with other people about the issues when it is posted on the Facebook public groups or on Twitter, for example. So that is when we consider it as personal communication. Non-personal communications is other types of media when you just see it, but you cannot interact with a real person. Okay, these are non-personal communication as well. Again, when you cannot contact or talk directly with a person, so that is non-personal communication. Okay. So there will be different types of the media. It could be offline, like in the wet market, in the supermarket, or online on social media, on the internet, on online newspaper. Okay, billboard is also offline, but digital billboard could be and we need the internet to use the media, so that is online as well. Okay, so different types of media. This will be decided based on which target audiences do you target. If you are targeting young people, maybe using online media or digital media is more appropriate. But if you choose to target like elder, okay, like our parents, grandparents, maybe they have the habit of reading newspaper every morning. Okay, that's why we can use paper-based newspaper as part of our campaign. Okay, these are how we are going to set the total promotion budget. Okay, so there will be different types of this. I will just go through this quickly because you can read it more in your textbook. Okay, affordable budget is when you start to think. Okay, in your company, you start to think, how much money do I have in this year for marketing activity? Okay, and then you will set the budget that is affordable for your brand, for your company. Percentage of sales is like you say that, for example, out of 100% forecasted sales, maybe I will just take 30% for marketing. Okay, so you will set the budget based on the percentage of sales. Okay, or you set the budget to match the competitors. You will see around and see how do your competitors run advertisement campaign, and you try to calculate how much do they spend for their marketing activities, and you will try to set a budget to match that as well. Okay, objective and task is when you list all of the tasks you have. Okay, all of the objectives and the tasks you have, then you will decide the cost and you come up with the budget. Okay, so that this is also another way to set the budget. Okay, so here are the marketing communication mix you want to use. Okay, you may want to combine lots of them together, or you may want to just use some of them. Okay, so these are the qualities and the example of each one, which you can investigate more at home as well. Okay, setting the total promotion budget mix. So this is important. We always have two strategies called push strategies and pull strategies. Okay, so for the push strategies, which means you will try to push your product through distribution channels and to final consumers. Basically, this is like this. You produce a certain amount of products, okay? And in order to sell that, you try to communicate with the retailers and wholesalers in order to say, hey, this is all of the amount of the products I have, and I want you to help me sell this to the customers. And then the retailer and the wholesalers will buy your product with a very, very good price. And they again will run lots of promotion campaign to sell it back to the consumers. Okay, so this is the push strategies when you have the certain amount of product and you try to communicate with the next level of the channel to sell all of the products with a good price to them. Okay, differently, the pull strategies starting from your marketing activities. When you run very, very interesting or attractive communication campaign, and then the consumers see it, they come to the retailers and the wholesalers to ask, hey, I see that advertisement on Facebook. I see that product on social media, and I want to I want to buy this product. When the customers ask the retailer and the wholesalers like that, they will come back to our company and say, hey, our customers want that product. Can you sell those products to us? Okay, so this is the pull strategy. You try to create the interest in the end consumers, and then you will encourage them to come to you. Okay, because you have already created a demand to themselves, and you ask them to come to you, to come to the retailers and ask for us, and the retailers will demand the products from you. That is the pull strategies. Okay, I say it again. So push strategies is when you have the product first. You try to sell that to the next level of the channel throughout all of the marketing activities like personal selling, trade, promotions. And the retailers and wholesalers will try to sell that with sales promotion to the customers as well, and through the displays, for example. For the pull strategies, you create the demand from the consumers. The consumers will automatically go and find the products. Okay, and the retailers and wholesalers will actively go to you to find the product. So again, there is no right or wrong strategy. There will be just more appropriate or less appropriate strategy. Okay, and measure, it is the last step in the marketing communication campaign. So this is when you can conduct different types of survey, rating, any kind of views, calculating like shares, calculating and other types of calculation in order to determine whether your campaign is effective or not. And the effective here, okay, rely on the objective. For example, if your objective is to increase the purchase, okay, and at the end of the campaign, you have number of views, like 1 million views, and no one buy your product. So this is still a failure, okay? Success or not depend on your objective. What is your objective at the beginning? If your objective is to to build awareness, so you have the high number of views and high number of likes, that is good, that achieve the objective. But if your objective at the beginning is to purchase, okay, to increase the number of people who actually buy your product, and then at the end of the campaign, what you receive is like the high number of views and shares and likes and comments, but no one buy your product, that is still a failure, because you spend much money to your campaign and you achieve nothing. Okay, maybe your product is popular already. Okay, so why should you feel successful when you increase the views and the likes anymore? Okay, this is when you think about the sales, the actual sales, but then you haven't achieved that through your marketing communication campaign, so that will be the failure. Okay, and this is the end of the lecture. Do you have any questions? Any questions so far? Okay, if there is not any question, please have a break until 9:35 or maybe 9:40. And we'll go back with the group task. Okay, so please take a break, and then which group will present today? Well. Okay, group 10. No, this week it should be group 3 and group 1, right? Group 3 and group 1, are you there?
Cô ơi, theo lịch tuần 12 là group 10 đăng ký để thuyết trình đó cô.
No, group 10 is on week 11. Last week. Because group 10, the presentation of group 10 is on the marketing channels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but today we study about promotion already. Today is week 12 already. Show you my screen. Okay, so last week, because we have the makeup class on Thursday, study about marketing channels. So in that day, group 9 has already presented. So if you are in group 10 and you haven't presented, you should record your presentation and send that to me today, okay, before 5 p.m. Okay, so today is week 12, and we're studying the first lecture about promotion and communication. Okay?
Miss, can you explain again why we aren't presenting this week? Because I'm from the group 10 too. And I didn't understand what you just said.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Joanna, are you on group 10 or are you in group 1?
I'm on group 10 because we thought, like my group and I, we thought that we're gonna like present today.
But you are in group 1, Joanna.
No, group 10. No, group
Okay.
1, sorry. Oh, okay.
Are you in Aquafina team or Vans team?
Yes, it's Aquafina team, but I think we just made a mistake on the registering board. We wrote 10 for like the last presentation. We wrote 10 instead of 1.
Okay, but you are in Aquafina team, right?
Yes.
So you will present today.
Okay,
because
yeah.
you are in group 1.
Oh, okay. So sorry, we just like, yeah, we forgot the 0, so it mixed it up. Okay, so we are well presenting this week. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Today after the break.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Group 1 and group 3, which is the Aquafina team and
But,
the Durex
so
team.
just because we all thought that we were like 10, so we worked on the channel. Well, it just like everything mixed up. So we like done the presentation of Aquafina on the channel and not on like the one of today.
Okay, so you can present today and you can present on the channel 1.
Okay, so
I will allow you to do so.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Okay,
Sorry
so
for
just
the
present
like
whatever you have
misunderstanding.
prepared. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and I'm talking about the actual group 10. Okay, which is the Vans team. Okay, Thùy Duyên, Duy Hải, Minh Hoàng, Quốc Huy, Thái Huy, Quốc Khánh, Đức Minh. Okay, that is the actual group 10. And the schedule of them is on the marketing channels 1. Okay, and that's why they should present on the channel's lesson, which has been lecture last week on the makeup class. So because they didn't attend the lecture, so they should send me the videos, the recording of their presentation last week or within today. Okay, so that is for the actual group 10. For group 3 and group 1, because you have registered on week 12, okay, when you study about communication. So that is when you need to present today after the break. But because group 1, the Aquafina team has mistakenly prepared the group task on the channel 1, I will let you just present that. That's fine, okay? As long as you prepare your presentation, okay? So don't worry about that. After the break, just present what you have prepared. Okay, that's for Aquafina team. And for the Durex team, have you prepared your presentation? Group 3, Minh Phúc, Minh Châu, Ngọc My, Quỳnh Như, Phương Vi, and Phương Nguyên. Okay, so you are ready to present today as well, right? Okay, so now let's have a break. And after the break, group 3 and group 1 will prepare their presentation. Okay. Okay, thanks everyone. Let's have a break and please come back at 9:40. Okay, group 3 and group 1, are you ready? Okay, which group wants to go first? Group 1, do you want to go first?
Yes, we can.
Okay, sure. Please share your screen and go ahead when you're ready. Okay, I can see your slides. When you're ready, just start.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad to welcome you on today. First of all, I would like to introduce about our group. We are Group 1, and our group has 5 people. Ý Nhi, Joanna Baines, Valentine Bouvier, Thế Đạt, and Minh Thư. Well, our topic is about the current channel strategies of Aquafina. We divided our presentation into 3 main parts. The first one is the introduction about some basic information of Aquafina. The second one is the current general strategy, and the last one is the recommendation.
So Aquafina is an American brand of purified bottled water that is produced by PepsiCo, consisting of both unflavored and flavored water. Aquafina's water originates from public water sources and is then purified through a rigorous purification process. It was first distributed in Wichita, in Kansas in 1994, before becoming more widely sold across the United States and all around the world in 17 other countries such as Canada, Spain, Morocco, and Vietnam as example. This choice by PepsiCo to add water bottled in their products is to compete with the Coca-Cola company's Dasani and Dr. Pepper Snapper's Deja Blue. Aquafina is currently America's best-selling national brand of bottled water based on current sales and volume. The production of Aquafina is located in the United States and in Canada. There are more than 40 Aquafina purification sites throughout the United States and Canada. In Vietnam, we can find Aquafina's bottled through 3 different sizes of bottle, so 0.5, 1.5, and 5 liters. Aquafina is using different channel strategy in the distribution channels and the communication channels. So now we'll explain and analyze these different channels.
But first of all, what is a channel strategy? So a channel strategy refers to a supplier's plan to move a product or a service through a chain of commerce to the end customers. It includes distribution channel as well as communication channels. When a brand develops a distribution or communication strategy, it must make decisions about which channel to use and the type of partners it will seek to cultivate. And so the strategy is made for vary from one product or service to another. And that, can you tell us then what channels are used by Aquafina?
Okay, Jonah, I will tell about uses by Aquafina with two-bot direct sales. In this way, through a digital sales process, Aquafina sells its product directly to customers. Thus, the brand has our sales force through its e-commerce website. In fact, the main Aquafina website is aquafinavietnam.com. With part 2, indirect sales, Aquafina Portal Quarter can also be found on most e-commerce sites such as bạchhoaxanh.com, Vinmart.com, Shopee.vn, Tiki, more and more, to provide a source of clean drinking water during the difficult to travel epidemic situation, or you want to stock up on bulk supplies, then you can find a way to buy online that will have you fully supplied and delivered to your door. Come for yourself. The global internet extends everywhere, so you can shop in other cities, even overseas, without having to step out the door. Online shopping has many advantages when you only need a computer connected to the internet. You just need to sit in one place and shop around the world. Just sitting at home or anywhere to choose, order, pay, and receive goods right at the desired address. You will reduce travel costs. Moreover, you are free to consider comparing price, decide between suppliers who actual location is tens or even hundreds of kilometers away in just a short time.
Aquafina bottled water may be found at a more convenience store or small local businesses. Beneficial goods such as bottled water of Aquafina are occasionally available in convenience stores, namely Winmart, Circle K, GS25, etc. Convenience stores are located throughout the metropolises. People may purchase at any time and anywhere they want. Simultaneously, the small local businesses are popular and convenient for people in countryside. With the support of third-party cooperator and distributors, PepsiCo deliver bottled water to companies, schools, restaurants, cafes, and even stadiums. Students are potential clients since their high level of activity at school drives them to become thrifty and purchase large amounts of water from the canteen. Wholesalers are used by Aquafina as intermediaries to guarantee that customers receive their bottled water safely. Because bottled water is frequently sold with milk, the brand ensures that the items are available in fast food restaurants and convenience stores. For example, consumers eat and drink together at fast food restaurants like KFC and McDonald's. Thus, Aquafina bottled water is constantly accessible.
And now, after talking of all the distribution channels, we are talking about the communication channels that are helping the distribution channels to be successful. So the first communication channels we wanted to talk about was social media. In fact, the brand Aquafina uses social media to create hype about the product and consumer-generated video, helping to create a good brand image about the product. As we could have seen, for example, in December 2020, Aquafina has collaborated with Facebook and Multimedia to support the Vietnam International Fashion Week with daily live streams broadcast exclusively on Facebook Watch. Also, Aquafina uses a lot of advertising spaces offered by social networks such as YouTube or even Facebook to place some advertisement, pop-ups, etc. In fact, the brand makes extensive use of the banners available on social media pages as well as the video advertising offered by the platform such as YouTube. The brand is also surfing a lot on the different hashtags present on the different platforms.
Aquafina has used different traditional and modern techniques ways to promote these products. The company has participated in the media such as newspaper, television, advertisement to promote the bottled mineral water produced with the message more than purity. This product is positive as a brand of pure, particle-free, and safe drinking water. Aquafina has made a difference when combined with PepsiCo with a special filtration technology with a specially that remove all the natural mineral present in the water to give a produce with mellow taste. Aquafina has a smart brand strategy when it comes to promotion and discount from time to time. Besides, Aquafina has positioned itself as associated with the keyword fashion. When deliver product is associated with the keyword fashion, many people find it difficult to understand. Aquafina has collaborated um, with many fashion designers such as Thăng Hằng, Công Trí, and so on to launch the limited edition produced. Especially the program Vietnam Next Top Model has a great coverage with a million of viewers when the company is a sponsor. Engaging and advertising activity into the program with famous supermodel Thăng Hằng as a representative represent the brand. Next was the Aquafina Vietnam International Fashion Week with the participation of many famous people and received a great attention from the public. Aquafina has been extremely smart when the flexibly integrating traditional print and television advertising activity with modern digital marketing channel.
So now let's conclude our presentation. So first of all, what to remember about Aquafina channel strategy. We can therefore say that the Aquafina brand uses a multi-channel marketing strategy. Indeed, the brand has created a direct channel with its own e-commerce website, also as indirect channel through, for example, social media or the different distributors they are working with. So with this strategy, Aquafina increases its sales and turnover, acquires customer loyalty, obtains competitive advantages by being more present than its competitors, and therefore has a better market coverage, which improves the effectiveness of the communication actions. Also, this strategy shows the brand versatility and its ability to respond to a multiplicity of consumer expectations. We can therefore link this multi-channel strategy to Aquafina's success in becoming the largest suppliers of bottled water in Vietnam, with approximately 40% of the market shares. But we have indeed some recommendation to make to the brand, because today Aquafina channel strategy is very good and is bearing fruit. And with its market power, it could be interesting for Aquafina to improve the number of sales through the direct channel, which means through its e-commerce websites. Indeed, although water is a mass market product, it is important that the direct distribution channel is not totally crowded out by the indirect channel represented by the distributors. Otherwise, this is called cannibalism. Because today, the distributors compete too much with the e-commerce websites. It could therefore be interesting for Aquafina to develop its sales a little more through the direct distribution channel. And as being the market leader, the brand can afford to try to promote its website, while of course respecting the importance of its distributors and indirect channels. However, care must be taken to find the right balances between direct and indirect channel, because even if this approach can satisfy the consumer by giving him a choice of weapon, it can in some case penalize the company. So this is why Aquafina must care always and be taken to ensure that one channel does not interfere with another. So thank you for listening us, and we are open for any question you have.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks Aquafina team. This is a good presentation. I have a few comments for you, only just some feedback so that you can improve in your final marketing report. So this is interesting. Yes, today I just know that Aquafina also offer direct sales. Okay, so this is something very new from Aquafina. So you may analyze this one a little bit, why they want to conduct the direct sales through their websites. A little bit more analysis here will be beneficial. Indirect sales, I agree, they also sales through other e-commerce sites, but don't forget the offline retailers as well, like lots of grocery stores, lots of supermarkets or convenience store. So those places or those channels should be included in your analysis and identification as well. Okay.
We've talked about this, Miss. I don't know if you heard. We have a part that is on all the intermediaries and distribution, as you said, with the convenience store and small
yeah.
businesses. Okay.
Yes, that's correct. But I mean, I saw that. But when it is through the report, you may list some specific numbers in order to say is that intensive, extensive, or what kind of distribution. Because during the I mean in the slides that we study, we also mentioned about the channel design decisions. Is that extensive distribution, intensive distribution, or what? Okay, so by having like some specific numbers, you can evaluate if those kind of distribution is appropriate for them. Okay, yeah, make it more specific, and somehow you can mention a little bit or analyze a little bit about what kind of marketing system, channel system that they have. For example, is that vertical marketing system or corporate marketing system or conventional marketing system. Okay, so that is something you can also identify, and you can analyze about the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so this is also just extra points you can include in your marketing report to make it more specific, so that when you come to the recommendations, you have more information in order to justify, evaluate, and give the recommendations to the company. Okay. I like your current recommendations when you again mention the current work of Aquafina on indirect and direct channels. Okay, so that is fine. That's nice. Something related to traditional and digital marketing or advertisements, something like this, that can be leveraged in your marketing report when you combine the place with the promotion. Okay, so in your marketing report, there will be some places when you evaluate all of the 4 P's of Aquafina, so you can combine the place, the price, the product, and the promotion together in order to identify if all of the 4 P's of Aquafina are incorporated well with each other, or do each of the P's just work separately. Okay, so you can mention a little bit about that as well. Okay, all good. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Miss.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Again, indirect and direct sales you have correctly identified. You may include a number of marketing intermediaries, like number of convenience stores, supermarkets, and groceries, to identify do they use intensive distribution, exclusive distribution, or selective distribution. Okay, you may also mention the types of organizational behavior. Is that conventional or corporate or vertical or horizontal marketing system? Okay, so that's something else you can identify in the section of the place. That's it. Thanks a lot, group 1. Okay, remember you are group 1, and that's fine for your current group task. Please develop it to your marketing report. Okay. Okay, group 3. Group 3. Group 3, are you there? Okay, so share your screen when you're ready and start your presentation.
Hello everyone, we are group 3 and today we are going to present chapters 14 and 15 to the whole class. The company that we apply in this chapter is Durex, which is the brand of condoms and personal lubricants owned by the Anglo-Dutch company Reckitt Benckiser. About today's presentation, we will have two main parts. The first one will be the current promotion strategy of Durex, and the second one of speech today will be our recommendations for the promotion strategy to Durex of 2022. Now let's begin with the first part of today, which is the current promotion strategy.
For years, Durex, including Durex Vietnam, has been focusing on IMC's activity to rise its brand identity. Moreover, it visually shows that Durex had a specific place in the media strategy rankings, particularly in the areas of social media and public relations. The first one is social media marketing. Next. According to Simon Camp, in Vietnam, it shows that there were 72 million social media users in 2021. Therefore, social media is a rich and potential market. To reach and dominate the market, the company must be a wise content creators on the appropriate social platforms at the appropriate times. As you can see on the slide, thanks to those creators. Next, please. As you can see on the slide, thanks to those creators' content through social media, Durex has strengthened in perspective and reached more clients in recent years, while this is a sensitive product in Asia's customs. And another information for you is that over 74 million Vietnamese people use Facebook in 2021. This is quite an impressive number because in 2021, the populations of Vietnam were estimated to reach about 98.5 million, which means 75.88% of Vietnamese people use Facebook. Once again, we can see that social networks and Facebook are potential markets for Durex and other companies to invest in.
So next, we will move on to the BR aspect of this current promotion. And as usual, Durex PR is responsible to strike its mission is to help people raise awareness about safe sex and encourage people to use condoms during sex. And in this aspect, Durex Vietnam positively organized sex education campaigns for students as their missions and vision. And in particularly, in May 2021, Durex also co-hosted workshop at International University with TOSA, a club from IU to raise student awareness about safe sex. And plus, Direct recently collaborated with Visetera and other reputed universities to hold a project called Commodity Tour Unitour 2022. And the campaign is held with the design to help students learn about themselves, to explore their potential and sex education. And now let's move on to the following section. We will provide a detailed analysis of our promotion recommendation for 2022 for this spring.
Based on the connection with price, place, and product, we recommend 5 promotion mix tools for communicating customer value: advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, public relations, and direct marketing. Now we'll move to the first one, which is advertising. It's an essential component in developing brand identity and making profit. You can understand it as a technique for persuading and bringing direct products closer to its user. Therefore, Direct should keep boosting weekly communication by running advertisements on TVs or social media platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Moreover, since Direct is well known for its dedicated and creative advertisement, the firm should sustain and develop this significant point of Direct to attract more potential customers. And as you know, there are quite a lot of Gen Z customers, so visual ads should be optimized as much as possible. In addition, infographics about Direct and safe sex should be utilized widely on online and offline platforms. Another suggestion we give for Direct is holding a mini contest or a mini game to choose the most attractive idea about introducing a certain Direct kind of product.
For a second suggestion, public relations. We recommend that Direct should invest more in sex education programs or workshops to raise the brand's identity in the public relations. Besides that, they can also hold an idealization competition to build a sex education program called Wise or Cry to meet more creative ideas and expand their brand. We will talk in more details. The contest will mainly build on the innovative plan and run an assumption campaign or a minimum viable product to be sustainable in helping Vietnamese as well as Asians. As a result, it can have more open and comfortable view on sensitive issues like safe sex, and the most voted idea will be invested to bring it into reality. The PR should be noted that they always have to be control the news. We consider it is advantageous for the company to list a hit list of key media contacts or build relationship with the journalists to be proactive with the public media. Because when the firm has a new campaign or activities, the public media will come and convey information to the public in the fastest and the most beneficial way for us.
The next one is self-promotion, which is a temporary successful strategy that will assist Direct in generating significant revenue in the short term. Direct could give discount on special days and conduct love dates to enhance sales and increase the number of new users. Another suggestion for Direct is the buy one get one strategy. We give an example of which, as you may know, a pack of 10 Direct invisible cotton costs about 210,000 Vietnam dong, but with 2 parts, customer can have them for 400,000 Vietnam dong in total, or a 1,800,000 Vietnam dong in total with 10 packs, or a 10% discount for the next purchase. You can see, charitable sales promotion is also one of the ways. Besides collaborating with Red, the HIV charity, the firm can also open its own fund foundation to enhance education quality, so that students can accept sex education. And next is the direct marketing aspect. We can see that Direct should continuously update the client database by receiving benefits from partners to reach out as much as possible to the customer. But if Direct wants to expand its presence as much as possible, it should pay attention to the quality of the mail also. To be more specific, the content should be clear and legible, as well as the visual of the mail. By enhancing the performance of the mail, we could utilize or maybe have a long-term cooperation with MailChimp. So, as you can see on the slide, this is an example of when we send an email by using MailChimp. Improving the mail's performance is considered crucial, not only for the content to be clear and legible, but also for the visual of them. The firm can utilize MailChimp to enhance that problem.
And okay, for the last part, I will cover the personal selling tactics. First, I think the rest should build brand and product awareness by helping customers understand the benefit of the product. Along with that, the external relations department should also make a brief suggestion about each product based on the needs of customer, so that they can understand it quickly. In addition, to further improve in this aspect, the rest should develop more customer support, create a long-term close relationship. And I have a suggestion that the rest should create an AI chatbot to answer and provide support information in a simple and concise way about frequent questions from customer, in case customer cannot contact with the sales room. Finally, when collaborating with agent or retailer, personal selling is not only limited to face-to-face meeting, but also phone calls, email to develop relationship with potential customer. Now, before ending the presentation, I will briefly summarize 2 main points that my team wants to emphasize. First, the rest should continue to develop strength in advertising and PR and more effort into developing other aspects more effectively. So, next slide, please. So that is the end of our presentation. Thanks for hearing, and if you have any question, feel free to ask us.
Thanks a lot, Group 3. This is also a very nice presentation. I like your recommendations a lot, but it needs to rely on your analysis of the current promotion plan of Durex. For example, you have mentioned that Durex is doing this, and that tactic, but you haven't carefully analyzed what is the most weakness or what is the key disadvantages of Durex key tactics these days. Okay, so for example, you haven't told me that does Durex use chatbots on the any channels of them in Vietnam, or that is the no, so that you recommend the new AI powered chatbot for them. So again, all of the recommendations need to rely on the current analysis and current identification of what they are doing. Okay, so that's one thing. But currently, I think that you are doing very well. You just need to tie it a little bit back to what they are doing. Okay. Secondly, when you suggest the recommendations, for example, the contest or some other things, you can customize a little bit because this is promotion. Okay, you can customize a little bit, visualize a little bit more, so that your marketing plan and report gets more unique, and that is the style of your team as well. Okay, so for example, you can have some mock-up poster, even that's just sketch or drawing, or your hand drawing, but it helps the readers to capture or to understand your ideas. Okay, so maybe a little bit more visualization in your recommendation, and your analysis should correctly or carefully in detail identify the weaknesses or the disadvantages of the current strategies, so that you can have a more proper recommendation. Okay, does that make sense to you, or do you have any questions to me? Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. Okay, thanks a lot for your presentation. That's it for today. thanks everyone for attending. Don't forget that we will have the quiz next week. Okay. Okay, thanks everyone, and I will see you next week.